Southerners used property rights, religion, and economic prosperity to justify the use of slavery in 19th century America.
Now, we cut to our reporter live with one of our Southern gentlemen. Thank you, TV anchors. I have with me now a man from the Deep South who is a strong advocate of slavery. So tell me, sir, I've heard rumors that you think the Constitution justifies slavery.
But yes it does.
Please do explain.
Well, you see, the Constitution protects slaveholders' rights to their property. If you look here in the Constitution, the Fifth Amendment states that, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation.
So what you're saying is...
What I'm saying is black people are property and have no legal standing. Have you even heard of the Dred Scott decision?
Well, yes, I've heard of it, but...
But nothing. I have here a copy of Chief Justice Roger Taney's final word on the matter. Let me read it for you here. It says, "It is difficult at this day to realize the state of public opinion in regard to the unfortunate race which prevailed in the civilized and enlightened portions of the world at the time of the Declaration of Independence, and when the Constitution of the United States was framed and adopted, but the public history of every European nation displays it in a matter too plain to be mistaken. They had for more than a century before been regarded as beings of an inferior order, and altogether unfit to associate with the white race, either in social or political relations, and so far unfit they had no rights which the white man was bound to respect."
Okay.
He's saying blacks are not citizens. They are property that can't be taken away. Would you want your property to be taken away? I don't think so.
Back to you at the studio.
Sorry, people. Looks like things are starting to get a little heated over there with our reporter.
To clarify, Chief Justice Roger Taney ruled that African Americans had no citizenship protections under the Constitution and that Congress could not deny a man their property under U.S. Constitution.
Up next, we're going to shed some religious light on the issue of slavery. Thank you, TV anchors. I would like to now introduce you to a special guest representing Southern Christianity. Welcome.
Well, thank you, dearie.
So, what's your take on slavery?
Well, it's a divine institution. Slaves were actually better off being slaves than if they were free. Well, you're a Christian, aren't you, sweetie?
Well, yes.
So you've heard and read all about Abraham and Jeremiah and the Ten Commandments, Old Testament and New Testament. Jesus was never against it. They were all just being good Christians by converting those Africans.
Good Christians? They were put in captivity and forced to work.
No. They were better off that way. They became civilized. They had hope and improved lives. They were fully provided for by their owners. Plus, they got to learn all about Jesus.
Do you really believe that?
Well, of course. It's all right here. Even my friend Professor Blight from Yale agrees.
Well, let's take a look.
Almost all pro-slavery writers at one point or another will dip into the Old Testament or dip into the New Testament. They especially would dip to the Old to show how slavery is an ancient and venerable institution. Its venerability was its own argument, some said. It's always been around. Every civilization has had it. All those biblical societies had it. You can read Jeremiah and Isaiah and some of the great Old Testament prophets in some ways as defenders of slavery. You can therefore assume it was divinely sanctioned. You can also look in the New Testament for examples of it, justifications of it.